Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next couple of hours, along with Nick in the studio. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
It's really quiet. I don't hear any fans from all those computers in the background.
Yeah, oh yes, double the servers this week.
That's it.
And Spence is here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, crew's back. This is the gal's out, Katie's out.
Yeah.
This is the
Gal is in Disney World. And
yeah.
Katie that's her last day before she moves into her new house.
nice.
So we're here.
So we all going over there this afternoon with a truck?
Yeah, right. Anyway, our number is 919-518-9773. Computers 2K Voice on Skype. And this morning's show is being brought to you by VMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. So,
You need a triple box shot.
I know. I was just thinking that you're reading my mind. I was just thinking.
I thought, didn't you have one?
No.
No. I thought you'd set one up.
No. I mean, it's not very often that we're here.
No, it's been a while since. I'm trying to think the last time I was up here. It's been at least a year and a half since I started my new job. It's been probably 2 years.
Yeah. Did I actually change the year on the? No, yeah, it's 2022. On the date bug.
Oh.
I know I had to change everything, but anyway. So what's happening? What's going on?
Not really.
Ransomwares.
I'm trying to think. I'm not. Well, there was a big story this week. Do you have the EU story
About who?
the EU the Chargers, the European Union
with Apple and
yeah,
USB-C.
Yeah. Do you have that? If not, I've got it. So
Yeah, I don't think so.
the European Union. Say what you want about the European Union. I'm not the biggest fan, but they have essentially outlawed isn't the word to use. They've essentially said that Apple has to switch to USB-C for their phones. They're, for all intents and purposes, mandating USB-C. And while that might sound good on paper, I saw a whole bunch of funny memes that if the European Union did this in like 2007, we'd have some stupid barrel plug connector that they would have required that, came with phones. They showed all these weird laptop chargers from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You standardize something. Now, USB-C it's a great connector. The what you can do with USB-C is phenomenal. I'm not saying anything bad against USB-C. It's the idea of mandating it. And what if something better comes along? What if Lightning is better than USB-C? I'm not saying it is.
If it turns out.
But what if Lightning is better than USB-C and you can't use it? Your only option is to use USB-C because some stupid government has told you this is what you need to do. It's just a very in technology where things evolve so quickly and are constantly changing, how do you mandate a charger? it just is a very odd thing. And it's
And what makes them think that they know better? Who made the case to them that they decided to do this?
well, it's
I'd like to know that.
in the European Union, it's the what do they call it? Consumer protection or something like that is how they're justifying their action. The real question is what the hell's Apple going to do? Are they going to make two different iPhones?
No, I was reading.
What? So they didn't. I saw the announcement this week. I hadn't seen what Apple said. What did they say?
No, they're saying they need to change the phone, or they just need to provide a USB-C interface.
Well, the thing is, they say that the phone needs to have USB-C. So what are they going to do?
Well, I mean, if you put an adapter, that will solve the problem.
So is that what they're going to do?
No, but they will probably do just one. What they said, what I read between the line is they'll have one phone for everybody. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
with USB-C.
So Apple's going to move to USB-C.
Yeah.
Well, so
they said they were going to do that anyway.
Well, it's a good thing. Here's the thing. I like USB-C. I think it'll be good. I would love to be able to have USB-C instead of Lightning on this because it charges everything else. It's not the plug. It's government.
Yeah. Well,
telling a company
that
this is the charger we need to use. And go back if you're looking for something fun to do. Just go to Google and search like mid-2000s laptop and cell phone chargers. And just look at all the weird connectors and adapters and thinking about what if this was standardized back in 2007? What would have happened?
Well, think about also the unintended consequences, right, of forcing this to happen. The USB-C is now the standard for laptops because it works and it's good.
Yeah.
Because the market drove it, not because somebody, well, you need to do this. You know, we're too many different barrel connectors. We need to standardize on. It's USB did it because it rose to the top.
Correct.
USB-C.
Yeah.
So let it rise to the top and let it be. Apple was going to do it. My Apple Watch has a USB-C cable to the magnetic charger.
Yes.
USB-C.
I think the phone charger that I brought with me, it's USB-C on the outlet side, so it plays USB-C into the power brick and then Lightning on the other side. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: even if Apple didn't change, who cares? Not every laptop has USB-C.
Right.
This laptop is a couple of years old, and it's got one of these stupid barrel connectors.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's not like every other device charges with USB-C except for the iPhone. A bunch of cell phones do, yeah. But if you have any iPhone that's been made in the last, been 10 years that has a Lightning connector? They got rid of the big 52-pin connector a decade ago.
That magnetic thing.
No, it wasn't magnetic. It was the long iPod connector.
Yeah, it was a long rectangular.
And it had two little. It had push pins on each side to
which
connect.
Was terrible because if you tripped over it, you would destroy the phone.
Yeah, you would rip the connector right out of the phone.
Or drag the phone with it across the room.
So I don't know. It just is a.
Yeah, but again, to your point, it's when government gets in and tells a tech company what they want on it.
Yeah,
and and it's the old story, but the what did they say? The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yes.
Who knows? A few people may have complained, or maybe the actual legislators at the EU had a problem with it, and they decided, that's what we're going to do.
But let me ask you this.
It can't be that the majority of Europeans are saying that. I don't believe that.
No, I don't think they are. But so what about innovation now? If you were a company trying to make something to compete with USB-C, which USB-C was competing with mini and micro USB is the worst connector ever made. That thing is so fragile. It breaks. The amount of devices that had to be thrown away because the mini, not micro, or the micro USB, the really thin one, is phones, cameras, tablets, because that connector broke. It was so flimsy.
Yeah.
USB-C came from that. What now? What, nothing can come next now? Why would you bother?
I don't know. The nice thing about USB-C, there is no right way and wrong way to plug it in.
Yeah,
With
but what about the
micro-
next generation? Why, if you
knows?
were a company working on the next USB, why would you waste your time?
There are already proposals out there.
But why would you waste your time now? Now that the EU is now
when
standardized
they are-
USB-C, you can't use
right.
anything else.
Yeah.
It's so short-sighted, and I mean, obviously goes to show you that in European politics they've got nothing better to do, I guess.
Yeah,
besides
what
that.
they-
I
I
think
tell
it
you
probably
what,
goes a lot deeper. Goes a lot deeper than just somebody had a cool idea.
Oh, for sure.
Somebody's lobbying for it. Either they hate Apple,
I tell you
and they
what.
want to punish Apple.
Tell you what will be the solution. Wireless.
Well, they already have that.
I know, but not everybody
Yeah.
has it.
I mean, that's
So,
that's the
that's
thing
it.
too. I
And-
mean, iPhone, the last probably 4, maybe 5 iPhones, I'm trying to think, have wireless. As Spence mentioned, the Apple Watch has the magnetic MagSafe. The MacBook has got their actual MagSafe lock.
But that's the thing, is that if everybody had that,
I think
that-
any phone that, if you were buying any new phone today, will have wireless charge. If you buy an older phone or a budget phone, it's not going to. Any iPhone does. Any of the
how
any
about
Samsungs. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, because don't you remember the Samsung commercials back like 3 or 4 years ago? You could help your friend charge their phone by putting two of
Putting
them
it-
together
oh.
and using it like a power bank. That was one of their big.
And if you don't have a phone with native wireless, you can buy a case that does it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah, but at that point, yeah, there's no argument.
Well, then there's true wireless. Like you go back to was it Tesla's literal wireless electricity? That's the next solution,
Yeah,
where you
I
have
would
these
think-
big towers on the side of the road, and then your phone is just constantly charged because of all this electricity in the air.
I propose a new standard. You just put your phone in the microwave for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it charges it. No problem. Everybody has a microwave, right?
Well, if you stay tuned for specials here in about 30 minutes, I've got a wireless extension cord coming up today, completely wireless. 120 volt, 5 amps, straight from the wall, wireless. It's amazing. Just don't get caught in between the connector on the
beam?
wall and
Oh.
the
this is
thing.
this is what I still don't get. I remember some years ago in streaming, virtual audio cable.
I still use.
It's it's a virtual one. Yeah, to plug this into here.
Well, that's
It's
kind of what it is.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anyway,
thanks, EU. now I can't wait to throw away all my lightning cables. Now put them in landfills because I won't have a use for
Well,
them.
not as long as you have
Yeah,
one with light.
but any new iPhone coming out, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll have to buy a whole bunch of new chargers and a whole bunch of new stuff again. Great. Very, very much looking forward to that. Thank you.
The other thing that with the phones, Google phones, who really buys them? 3 years. How old is the Pixel 4?
Oh,
I think they said 3 years, and it's not supported. That's it.
I have
I mean,
relatives who were started out with Google phones and they've been very frustrated with the evolution and trying to keep up because, like you said, they sunset the product and there's things that they can't do with their old phone.
It's just
Pixel
amazing.
4 came out in 2019.
It came in 2019, so it's 4 years.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, and
But it's
wait, what is your story? I don't understand. What did they do? They killed it off?
Yeah.
You sure it was the Pixel 4? I don't see
The
that.
Pixel
I don't
4.
see that on Wikipedia.
yeah, Pixel 4. I don't know.
What's the latest one? I just saw a TV
7,
commercial
I
for it
think.
last night. The 7, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have it. I mean, I try not to. I mean, it doesn't. That's
no.
not news. It doesn't do anything.
So-
and it's kind of.
They released it October the 24th, 2019. They discontinued it August 6th, 2020. So it was on the market for about was it 10 months?
Did they offer a very liberal?
That was
trading
discontinued. That doesn't mean that it's not receiving updates, but it was discontinued.
All right.
So
Big story with some ransomware attacks this week.
what happened?
It's a major medical center now is under complete lockdown, no records. I don't
Oh,
remember which one it was. Yeah, so it was. I just was seeing it on the news this morning. Um, so they are working now to try to free up. They've got problems. They got people can't have surgery. They can't go to. There's just the records aren't available. So the hospital is basically a hospital system. I'll find out which one it is. Here.
Held hostage, literally.
yeah. And did you see the story about? We were talking about that California, the LA school system, whatever, where they got ransom.
Oh, a couple weeks ago, yeah.
And they didn't pay, so they put all the information. Those guys put all the information on the dark web, and it even included social security numbers.
Ruh-roh.
It's what do you do? What do you do? You pay them, and you encourage them.
It's
Yes.
Common Spirit Health ranked the fourth largest health system in the country as experiencing suspected ransomware attack leading delayed surgeries, hold up in patient care, and rescheduled doctor's appointments across the country.
Well,
Yep. That
um,
and the robocalls are getting even more clever. If you thought that was possible, now crazy stuff. I got a call the
Like-
other day saying this is CVS Pharmacy calling because you're unable to process your prescription order.
and what did they want?
I didn't call them back. I don't have prescriptions with CVS,
Oh,
so I know it's fake. But people will call back. Well, I don't have a prescription. Well, what's your name? What's your they just use it as a phishing scheme to say,
yeah.
well, we have this prescription for you here.
Yeah, that's the old rule that no matter what you get, email, text, whatever, don't call the number that they tell you to call. If you do have business with the quote unquote so-called outfit, get the number. That means that you do have their number because you deal with them. Get the number that you have and call them directly, not the one that because they are so well trained in screwing you that you will never know it. So don't call them.
I did a search on this particular scam, and they said the scam, what they're trying to do is to record you saying the word yes, because then they will use that to create a situation like when you say, well,
Yeah.
you agree to the terms of this, please say yes. So they will use that then because they have your name. They obviously have your information about how deep it goes. I don't know, but that's what they do. They're looking for you to say yes over the phone and they record it.
Wow. Another interesting tidbit that everybody should be aware of. When you try to fix a computer, there's a command SFC /
Scan now.
scan now,
And for changes.
which what it does. I mean, there are two of them. There is DISM and there is SFC. So the difference between them is SFC scan now is a system file checker and its native Windows tool that scans for and replaces any corrupt missing system files with a copy stored locally in the WinSXS folder. Because this function is performed entirely locally, there's no requirement for the PC to be connected to the internet. So you ask yourself, well, if my if my computer got infected, what do I do now? I mean, how do I deal with that? How do I know that it's good? Here comes DISM. So it's DISM /online /cleanup -image /restore health. It replaces any corrupt or missing system files in the WinSXS folder with those from an online image. This function operates between locally stored files and files stored in the cloud, so it requires an internet connection. But it's nice. Now it gets it from the source, I assume. I mean, the article didn't mention anything about that they go to Microsoft, but they say it's from an image that's online.
Yeah,
I would
which
assume,
is them.
Yeah.
I will say this and you've been working in IT and computers a lot longer than I have, but the about 2-year stint that I had, SFC Scan Now fixed problems on computers a whopping zero times. It is, I've never heard of it. Now, I think in days past, when Windows core files used to actually get corrupt, it was useful, but as of I don't believe SFC Scan Now does anything useful.
I haven't seen anything that
because when you're working in IT and you're searching up problems, this user's having so and so, every Microsoft recommendation. Well, have you tried running SFC Scan Now? And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna waste my time running it. It doesn't do anything. It never has.
In the
Recently.
early days,
yeah,
to run it, it required you to put the original Windows CD.
Oh, because it was pulling the files
it
off the CD.
Yeah, that's you can never go wrong because they cannot corrupt
but I think,
the CD.
Well, but I think back then you were dealing. Well, you even talked about all the issues with Windows back in the day, in the XP and prior days. There was a lot of actual operating system corruption issues.
Yeah,
that stuff doesn't really happen anymore.
I mean,
at a far less rate than it used to.
It's but if your system gets malware or a virus and you let it sit, you don't realize, you don't know what
but are they going after those files?
That's I don't
what's
know.
In there, what's in there to corrupt? I
don't know, but like you said, I don't remember the last time SFC did anything.
No, it just runs and then
it says
replace 8 files, and then it's like, but did it fix your problem? No.
I don't know that I don't even remember it saying that it replaced a file.
Or I don't remember what it shows.
It's supposed to put stuff back to its original.
Yeah, but that never. The problem that you're having is never caused by that. So running the command doesn't do anything useful.
Well, it's probably a leftover that was useful at one point. That's
very much
still there that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's possible that it would fix something. I mean, we can. It doesn't hurt to run it.
No.
And if you're
trying to impress your friends and family,
well,
you go over and say, "Hey, I'm a computer whiz. Check this one out. Open up CMD, SFC-Scan Now, and watch."
What's the thing?
Actually, I don't think it even loads a bunch of stuff in CMD.
It just sits there.
Yeah, that's it. That doesn't even look. It doesn't even look cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Microsoft. I got a story for you here.
All right.
So, the environment. I'm very passionate about the environment, as many of you know. I'm very much a fan of the Green New Deal, and I drove my electric car all the way up here to Raleigh. I had to stop 11 times to charge it. Big fan of the environment. I'm also a big fan of Bitcoin. So here's an article out of the University of Cambridge in the UK. The Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index indicates that since the start of Bitcoin, Bitcoin miners, the people that are mining Bitcoin, have emitted almost 200 million tons of carbon dioxide due to the mining of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
They say that exceeded the entire emissions of many countries every year. Just mining Bitcoin.
I mean, other countries.
So, like another country might release 250 million
altogether
tons
for everything
for a year. Yes, and in 10 years of Bitcoin, it is released equivalent to a relatively large country. They're saying the country, Colombia, in 2019 or 2018 released a similar amount of emissions. So the virtual currency that isn't printed on paper and doesn't need printing presses and ink and all of this other stuff to work has produced 200 million tons of carbon dioxide.
Yeah. That's very interesting. But the good news about that, yeah, I understand the point there. But the good news about it, right now, they said that mining is not profitable anymore.
Well, there's a couple of reasons it's not profitable, and the biggest reason is the electricity
and the price of GPUs.
Yeah, I mean, the GPUs have a little bit to do with it, but unless you have a place where you can you get free electricity, like a lot of people mine Bitcoin at their offices. Put a Bitcoin miner at their desk at their office, it's free electricity. Because at home, it doesn't make sense to do. The money you're making mining the Bitcoin at this point down the line, it doesn't offset. And then, of course, you're killing the environment by mining Bitcoin anyway. So that needs maybe the EU should do this. Ban Bitcoin because it's killing the environment. Get where does that group meet? They're
going to have rolling blackouts now this winter in Europe because of their energy situation.
Yes.
Probably 2 or 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
They'll have rolling blackouts, but they won't address usage this way.
It's not just the EU, the UK too.
Oh, well, the UK, I forget which one.
Germany's getting it the worst.
Germany's going to hit, because they went so green. Now they're having to look at restoring coal-fired plants.
Unbelievable.
Oh. That's
and
what is
the problem? What is the problem with all of a sudden natural gas is this bad thing? It is the cleanest way to generate electricity that we have today.
Yeah,
and there's tons of it everywhere.
Yeah, nat gas is great. There's even here in North Carolina. I don't want to get too deep into it, but there's Duke Energy has to come up with a plan to make them carbon neutral by 2025. No, 2030. And it's not them doing it. They've been mandated by the General Assembly to do it and Governor Cooper. And so what they've said, Spence, is, okay, well, we're going to go with nat gas. And then people are complaining about nat gas. So they're like, okay, fine, then we'll give you solar and wind. The problem with solar and wind is your energy bill is going to skyrocket, and then the energy's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear they just got approved a rate increase?
Yeah, 12% for consumers.
And it's over several years. But the first year, they said average family to be $15 a month.
Yeah.
And that's to create, they said, a more resilient infrastructure in case of emergencies. Well, I thought that was already, I just had an advertisement on television about how resilient we are, how we built this infrastructure that recovers quickly from storms.
Well, they weren't resilient 2 weeks ago here in Wake County. I woke up Saturday morning after we got hit by the hurricane, and Wake County had like 75,000 people without power. We had 1,700. It's like, well, I guess the grid on the coast is a lot more reliable.
Florida got 2 million people back online in less than a week.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. I guess
I have a friend down there working with the Red Cross now from New York. He has a team of retired firefighters that go on these things, and told me that the infrastructure that they brought in to work is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, they had 40,000, just from back to that, 40,000 linemen. I can only imagine. And they had them actually strategically placed, like right outside of the disaster zone, so that they could actually roll out and make it happen.
And they have tractor trailer based dormitories set up in Fort Myers that can house thousands of workers and in air conditioned comfort, so they can work and so they can not be sleeping on the ground next to their trucks. So.
Yeah, it's amazing what a little bit of planning, preparation, and having Ron DeSantis down there, like him or hate him, serving in the military, obviously has a lot of insight in that, and it played out. Oh, almost the entire state has electricity back.
Keep going. I'm trying to fix
Okay.
something.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
So did you see anything about Optimus, Spence?
The robot?
Yes.
Yeah. It
Op-
looked it was interesting, but it looked really very basic. I
yeah.
mean, I like the idea, but I said this isn't, this is from a oh, let's open the screen and look at this thing. It didn't look any different than anything else we've ever seen.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with Elon Musk, you go back. Remember the truck? What was that? 3 or 4 years ago, he showed off the Tesla truck that has never come to fruition at all in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
So Optimus is their. They announced it this past week. Is their? It's a humanoid robot
Yeah.
that will do tasks. They showed it carrying boxes around the Tesla office. It was dancing on stage at the announcement for it. It's kind of similar to what Boston Dynamics has been working on with those little four-legged things that they have that are super scary, by the way. Those things are like crazy fast.
That's right out of a science fiction movie.
Right out of a science fiction movie. But Boston Dynamic has had a robot for years, and I think maybe a year ago I saw the video of it. It was jumping up on boxes, so they'd had like a step, and it wasn't landing its full feet. It was landing half of its foot. So it was having to balance all of its weight on just half of its foot to go up the stairs to test it. So in comparison to that, very basic. But Elon Musk is insane. So I guess we'll see what he tries to do with it, or if anything ever happens with it.
It'd be interesting to see how he continues to spend his money.
Yes. Well, he's buying Twitter. I mean, that came out this past week as well.
And I read about the financing deal that he's come up with, and he still has to put up equity. There's a little bit. Most of it's covered. There's still a couple of billion that he's got to work a deal for.
And isn't he borrowing against Tesla stock for that equity? He's not selling. He's borrowing against stock. That's Tesla, crazy.
Yes. And yeah.
But somebody's giving him the loan, so I guess somebody believes that the Tesla stock is worth something.
He lined up a bunch of investors in advance. He
had them
ready to go.
Yeah, he's got like the big banks. He's got like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, like these big institutions that are giving. Again, it's a $44 billion deal to purchase the company. And then he's taking it private.
He took a shot at Truth Social.
Oh, did he?
He came out and said that this is just a conservative sound chamber.
Well, it is.
Oh, it is. And I said, well,
water's wet.
We all knew that.
Yeah, water's wet and the sky is blue. But I mean, what else do you need to know? Yeah, but it's so funny to
have
hear
our own sound chamber because all the other ones are left sound chamber. So
and that's the thing is, it's like that. I don't know if Elon was saying it as a dig or not, but I've heard that from a lot of people. So, these. Rumble and all, they're all just echo chambers. And it's like, yeah, they are, because you've kicked us off of all of the regular platforms. So we've had no choice but to go create an echo chamber. Because kicked us off.
Exactly. We have to create a parallel infrastructure because you've been excluded. And also a lot of people on Twitter this past week lost thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
And they were thinking that it might have been, I couldn't tell. Is it revenge for the staff doing this before the sale, or is it just them cleaning up bots, or what? So we don't know.
Crazy times.
I haven't posted on Twitter, and I can't remember how long, but I've actually gone back in the last few weeks every so often just to browse around. And
I love Twitter. I mean, I use it for work. If you're a political junkie, Twitter's where it's at. I mean, that's where all of the news and conversations take place. I wish I didn't have to use it, but it's not even an option for me.
If you can filter through the viciousness, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
I love this site called Twitchy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is just a consolidator of interesting stuff that's happening on Twitter.
Yeah. Aggregation site.
Yeah. Aggregation. But it was Michelle Malkin founded it with a bunch of other people several years ago. And they're still out there. It's not as robust as it used to be, but it's still good. So if you want to see the latest, what's happening and people basically dying on a hill, go there and look.
What's going on, Amnon?
Facebook is not recognizing saying that video unavailable, that it's owned by somebody else, and I know that
The
they
live
don't do
stream?
it on live. Yeah,
Oh.
that's something.
Give me
Yeah.
your notes there. Let me go through. I'll go through some stories.
Oh, no, it's fine. I
okay.
mean, it's no big deal. I mean, if you want it. Yeah,
Well, no, if you're reading.
That's something kind of like your side of the show that you do on Tuesdays. Game company 2K
Mhm.
has warned users to remain on the lookout for suspicious activity across their accounts following a breach last month that allowed a threat actor to obtain email addresses, names, and other sensitive information provided to 2K support. The breach occurred on September 19th when the threat actor illegally obtained system credentials belonging to a vendor 2K used to run its help desk platform.
Oh man, that's tragic.
Yeah, well,
The help desk vendor got hit. Damn, that sucks.
2K warned users a day later that the threat actor used unauthorized access to send some users emails that contain malicious link. So it's I mean, you were talking earlier about ransom. That's it's rampant. I mean, they're doing it, and again, we're saying, yeah, you don't pay them, you get hurt. You pay them, you encourage them.
2K, which if you're not a video gamer, you've probably never heard of. They
Right.
make the NBA games, which are their most popular. FIFA, that's a 2K game. They're predominantly do sports games, and they are so incredibly popular. NBA 2K22 is probably is one of the top selling games of the current generation consoles. So imagine a lot of individuals, and you have to have a 2K account to play it, which is free. But I would imagine the amount of data that this vendor or this malicious group got through the vendor had to have been a treasure trove of information. But fortunately, since it was help desk data, as you mentioned, it's probably people that have opened support tickets and have given their email address to open a ticket. So you'll probably get an email from looking like it's a support request or something, and in fact, it is them trying to get your password or get some information from you.
So you really, really, really need to be vigilant about what you're doing on when you see an email, when you get a text with a request to do something. You really need to stop and think. I know it's easier said than done, but you need to stop, take a look, and see if, first of all, do you do business with this outfit? Second, did they ever send you, if you do, did they ever send you a text? Did they ever send you an email requiring something? And no matter what you do not click on any links. If you're doing business with this company, get the bookmark that you have, get the phone number that you have written down. Don't
Google the phone number.
No, that is another thing. Oh boy, yeah, you're bringing up a very good point.
Well,
a lot of these people just Google it, and the first thing is
who would think that you couldn't Google PayPal or eBay or Amazon support number, and you've got these groups that are taking out ads on Google, which the problem is not, well, the problem is those people, but the problem is Google for selling those in the first place. Selling malicious advertising to a company that puts out a fake phone number to a fake help support site that will steal your information and potentially even steal your identity.
I think that's because they automate that stuff. They just sell spaces. People just sell spaces on their webpage and they're not paying attention.
Yeah, but
to who's
Google's
filling
got,
the spaces.
if you've never done Google advertising through AdSense, there's it's a whole network and there's approval and all this other stuff. It's just a shame that happens.
Yeah, it should not happen. Especially when it comes up first. That's just their greed because they want to sell it, like Nick says. Don't Google and click. Who was it? I think it was John that called me one day and said, I just spent 5 hours ordering stuff for Walmart, and I had to go do this, and when I came back, the cart was gone. I mean, there was nothing in there. I added so many things. I said, well, just log in again and see what you're getting. He said, I did, and there's nothing in the cart. I said, okay. Where did you click on that? How did you get to it? And he said, I just typed in Walmart. I said, where did you type it? He said, in the Google bar. I said, no, you know where you're going. You need to go to the address bar and type walmart.com. Then it will go to Walmart. I said, okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to do exactly what you did. So he did. And he says, yeah, there's a bunch of results. Yeah. For Walmart. I said, and which one did you click on? He looked, he said, yeah, this one. I said, okay, just put your cursor on it and look on the bottom on the status bar. What does it say? And it was sending it somewhere. I think it was Poland or something like that. And it looked to him, I mean, they created a site that looks just like Walmart.
Well, Amnon, they're just an affiliate of Walmart in Poland. That's all. They're going to ship all the stuff from Poland. What's the issue? Well, there was one good thing this week where a NetWalker ransomware affiliate, and I won't mention the guy's name, sentenced to 20 years in prison and demanded to forfeit $21.5 million for an attack on a Tampa business and other businesses worldwide. This is a Florida case. So not enough of this, but.
Well, here, speaking of PayPal, they came out with a new policy this week. Did you see anything?
Oh, incredible.
Yes. So according to PayPal's new, can you put me full screen, Amnon? PayPal's new acceptable use policy, as they call it, that where they say if you discriminate, if your business, your company discriminates against any protected groups, including gender identity, sexual orientation, or you, quote, spread misinformation, PayPal could take $2,500 out of your account.
That's true. And then at the end of the week, they reversed that and said that was a mistake.
They came back and said, yeah, now they're trying to walk it back because, of course, they're getting an unbelievable amount of backlash because the real problem is not people actually discriminating against people. It's everybody. It's the illusion that everybody that makes a comment about something is actually discriminating. And who is the arbiter of misinformation? Who decides what is misinformation?
That's the problem.
And what happens if something is found out not to be misinformation? Like maybe you were running an ad, maybe you ran a news story back 2 years ago about the president's son and his addiction to cocaine and business dealings with China that was deemed misinformation at the time, and it is now all true. So who determines misinformation? How do you handle it long term?
Well, you get your money back with interest.
Yeah. Just like the IRS at the end of the year. Oh, well, we held on to money for you, interest free. It's amazing.
No, it's not interest free. They're getting the overnight interest on it every day.
No, I'm saying when the IRS when you get your tax return back and you're like, wow, I got $800 back, and it's so you took $800 of mine and gave me no interest for it. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? I mean,
Yeah, I go on Twitter and look for people who just one after the other. I just closed my PayPal account.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the repercussions.
Nick, you ready for special?
I am ready for specials.
You are ready. Oh, great. What do you know? Keep talking. I don't have it on this one.
It is. It's right there. Number 20.
Oh, why don't I? Here. You're right.
Oh. All right. I'm going to be a little bit slower on specials today. I'm on one screen here in the studio. All right. So, pickling is a big thing, especially now we're headed into an economic downfall. All hell's breaking loose. The president's incompetent. So I think times are really tough. So you can get this jar of pickled ram on Facebook Marketplace. There's only one for sale, and it's $20. This was jarred. If you scroll back up to the top, this was jarred on March the 9th of 2022. So it's been curing for a couple of months, and it is available to you for the low price of $20. Some pickled ram. As it all hits the fan, you'll at least be able to have plenty of random access memory. Okay. Let's get it kicked off here this morning. We got a computer to start us off. As always with these computers, the past couple of months, buyer beware. These are cheap computers. Manage your expectations. The first one here is an Acer 317 is the model. It's a full size computer, 17.3 inch. So it's got the full numpad and everything. This is a big computer, and it's a Chromebook, which is odd because you don't typically see first of all, you don't see many 17-inch laptops anyway, but to see a 17-inch Chromebook is very interesting. It's running a Celeron processor, 4 gigs of RAM, which for a Chromebook, I wouldn't buy a Windows computer with 4 gigs of RAM. You probably can get away with a Chromebook with 4 gigs of RAM. It's got 64 gigabytes of internal storage. It's got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1. So if you're looking for a cheap Chromebook, this thing is normally $369. It's off sale for just $169. So you're taking $200 off the price of this. And this is available over at Walmart. Next up here is a television. This is an ON brand, ONN, which I believe is Walmart's brand. I think
Walmart's
ON
brand,
is
yeah.
okay. It is Walmart's brand. This is a Roku TV. It's a 42-inch. And the reason I picked this one specifically is there's a lot of cheap TVs out there, but they're 4K and you're paying for that. This is just a 1080p smart Roku TV. Office, bedroom, spare bedroom. Really great TV for the price, $158. You can't go wrong with that for the price. Next up here is if you're buying, a lot of new televisions do not have, just clicked off of this. A lot of new televisions don't have a bunch of HDMI ports as they've gotten slimmer and slimmer. They don't put as many HDMI ports on them. So you might want to plug in a bunch of devices and you can't. So here is a Ugreen, that's the brand, 3-in-1 HDMI matrix device. A couple of cool things about this. First is that it's a 4K box. So you could pass through 4K signals to it. It's not a 1080p box, which is pretty neat. It's got 3 inputs, so you can connect 3 different devices and hook it up to 1 output and then hook that up to your TV. It's got HDCP. It supports HDR. It is only 30 hertz, so if you're trying to connect a computer or something that's 60 or 120 hertz, you're going to be limited by 30 hertz on this device. This is normally $20, and you're saving almost 50% at $11.96. And they talk about all the devices they're compatible with. Check it out over at Amazon if you're a little short on HDMI ports.
So for example, what could you plug into it? I mean, why would you want
Well, so they've got it listed here. PS5, PS4, Xbox, Fire TV stick. So if you've got,
okay.
so let's say you buy a cheaper TV, It's got 2 HDMI ports.
Mhm.
Most have 3, sometimes 4. But if you buy a cheap one, let me look. For example, let's look at this. This
The
on,
ONN.
yeah, this on brand, and let's see what this
Probably
has got
2.
for ports. Probably 2 or 3. Let's
So okay. So what couldn't you plug into
you
it?
can plug
A
anything you want into.
computer.
This has got 3 HDMI ports on it.
So that's,
But if you have a couple of video game consoles and a Blu-ray player,
Mhm.
you can't plug all that stuff, and plus a Roku, plus whatever else
So
you got.
a Blu-ray will be okay
Anything.
to go through this.
Anything will be good to go through this.
Well,
Any
but
H-
the
any
limit of
HDMI
the
compatible.
the
will
limit of the hertz.
Well, so
That's what I'm wondering. What you
it's not
shouldn't.
that. So
What can you think of on top of your head that you,
you
don't
can.
want
Here's
to?
the thing: you can plug a computer into it. It will only run at 30 hertz.
Right.
So it will still work. But if you have, for example, if you're trying to do high frame rate gaming at 60 hertz, 90 hertz, 120 hertz, this device is going to be your limiter
Right.
to 30 hertz.
It will
So
be-
you can plug anything you want into it.
Okay.
It
That's
will
just so
just-
you know.
It will just bring it down to 30 hertz, which,
You use this to consolidate your legacy device.
yeah, perfect.
You
Spence.
got an old DVD player, you've got an old video game or whatever. Use this for that, and then keep the higher speed port open for your latest.
Yeah.
device.
Probably a little too much in the weeds because most consumer devices you're hooking to your TV are 30 hertz anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
But it comes with a remote, so it's got a little IR remote, and then it's also got a one of the cool things is it comes with an IR receiver as well, so you can hide this behind your TV and mount the little IR the bulb, the little black IR bulb, under your
Oh.
TV or hide it
which
behind
is
something.
very handy.
Very handy, yes. So yeah, check it out. It's available over at Amazon for $11.96 is the price.
Yeah,
there.
I have a 4-port that I use, but I have an old Roku on it. I have an old Google Chromecast
Yep.
on it, and I have a DVD player on it.
Perfect. That's exactly what I would recommend for. All right, next up here, and this one you have to click the link in the specials because there's a promo code for it on Slick Deals. This is a 3-in-1, or this is a 3-port USB 12 outlet extension cord and power strip. 10 foot. It's normally $20. It's on sale for just what is it listed for here? $16.60 over at Amazon.
That doesn't look like a heavy duty cord on it.
It's a braided cord. It's actually
Yeah. No,
it's
but
better
it
because
looks
it's
kind of
more-
like it's very flimsy in the picture.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure
Well,
that's just the marketing
wow.
for it, but it is a braided cord. It's got 12 120 volt outlets. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can't draw a whole bunch of power on it. This thing will melt or you'll blow a fuse. But the cool thing about this is it's got USB with it as well. It's got 2 USB Type A's and a USB-C.
All
So
right.
this is great for a place where you're charging a device. Maybe you've got I'm trying to think of what you would power with this. Maybe a little security camera that powers off 5 volts USB. Anything that you're using USB power for, you could get rid of your little wall wart and get something like this. Plus, it's also got screw holes, so you can mount it under a table or a desk or something
On a
like
wall.
that.
Yeah.
On a wall, you could do anything with that. So it's got 15 ports, 10-foot cord, does 1,050 joules worth of protection, whatever that is worth.
Yeah.
And it's available on Amazon. It's got 5 stars, not 4.5, 5 out of 5 stars on Amazon. So you can check that out over there. Next up, again, buyer beware, cheaper devices. This is over at Amazon, and this is I hadn't seen a computer like this from Asus, but apparently they make these. This is the Asus VivoBook, and it looks very similar to a Microsoft Surface. It's got a kickstand on the back of it. The keyboard rolls up into, or closes on top of the screen so that it can act as a tablet as well. So it's a 2-in-1 that you can use as a tablet or not. It's not the best specs in the world, an Intel Pentium N6000 quad core, only 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's not upgradable, 120 gig of eMMC memory. So it has got fast memory on it. This is essentially a tablet, and it is on sale for $299 this morning. This list price is normally $600, which is ridiculous. This thing is not worth $600 in any
Is
way,
it
shape, or form.
touchscreen?
Yes, it is
Okay,
touchscreen.
well, that's
And I believe it comes with a pen, an Asus pen, so that you can draw on it. Is it the best deal at $299? Maybe not. But if you're,
it depends what it's for.
well, that's the thing.
what
It
you're
depends
gonna
on what
use
you're
it.
doing with it. If you're looking for a tablet to read on, maybe do a little bit of art, but it's still a Windows device, so take that for what it's worth.
It's interesting that it's an OLED machine
Yeah, it is. Which
because you're talking high end display, but what's driving?
well, let me tell you why they're doing OLED, because it helps with battery life significantly.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
that's true.
It's a lot easier to power.
Yep.
So that's over at Amazon. This is next up. This is pretty cool. This is a 1UP arcade device, which we've covered a couple of these in the past. These arcade machines that are coming back. This one though is a projector. So it's two different units. It's the arcade platform with the stick and the buttons and all of that, but instead of looking at a screen, it comes with a projector that you could presumably put somewhere else. So maybe if you've got a big game room where you'd put this, you can mount the projector on the ceiling and then have this thing kind of float around. This is normally $399 on sale over at Walmart for just $199. You can check that out.
Now, this doesn't include any game.
It is. It's Pac-Man.
I mean, it's built in, so you.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. And
So there is a computer in it. It's
yeah,
not just
it's got
a control. Okay. All right.
Yeah, look at the image. Down,
Galaga.
scroll down to the image
Yeah,
towards the bottom.
okay.
Galaga, Pac-Land.
Okay, but I mean, it has in that box, the top, it does have a PC or something.
Yeah, correct.
A computer in it.
Correct.
It's not
And then two final items here quickly. One is an 8 terabyte MyBook from Western Digital. They say recertified. Now, I assume that is open box. I can't imagine that they're repaired drives. That seems
No,
highly
they don't
unlikely.
prepare it. Yeah.
$99 for 8 terabytes is pretty hard to beat, but it is recertified, so definitely be aware of that. They also have 10 and 14 terabyte versions as well. And then finally, a Brother printer. This is the L2325DW. It's normally $200. It's available over at Walmart for $109. I've had this on specials before. It goes on sale pretty frequently. It is black and white only, but it is wireless. So you can connect it wirelessly or connect it directly to your computer via USB.
This is a very good price for a duplex wireless.
Yep.
Yes. And
Yes,
yeah.
especially Brother, which hasn't been on sale at all for the last year.
Yeah. So that is specials for this Sunday.
Well, thank you very much, Nick.
You're welcome.
You done good. He done good.
Nick, I'm proud of you.
Yep. He had a own needs to take care of business.
Going back to the old days of doing it with the Sunday ads circled with a Sharpie. I remember those days, Amnon. That was fun. I went out to the porch in the morning and brought the paper in and circled the ads and then drove to the studio.
Yeah, what was his name? The actor. So I remember it well. He was. I'm thinking French. Anyway. All right. Let's see what else we have here. This is I don't know if you can really depend on this, on the facts here, but it says that even as Americans cut back in the face of rising prices and recessionary fears, fewer want to give up their streaming subscriptions, especially when it comes to TV, movies, and music services such as Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Spotify. Roughly 2/3 of consumers said they will have to decrease their spending due to inflation. However, only about a quarter plan to cancel such subscriptions in the months ahead, according to a recent report by the National Research Group. Most people say they were more likely to cut back on dining out or on groceries and clothing instead of cutting back on streaming services.
Of course, you can't afford to do anything else besides sit home and watch TV.
Oh, gosh.
Consumers are least likely to cancel Amazon Prime, TV and movie streaming services, and home security systems. That's what the report found. Even over food and gasoline.
That's not true. That study
You
is
see,
not
that's what I'm saying.
You're telling me somebody would starve so that they can watch Squid Game.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe that.
Never underestimate a poisoned mind.
Just over half, or 51%, also said subscriptions now make up a significant portion of their monthly spending. On average, U.S. consumers estimate they spend $135 a month and 17.8 of their monthly budget on subscriptions. The report polled more than 2,500 adults in August.
What was it, 170 or 130?
What?
How much a month was it?
$135.
That's subscription, not TV services, subscription services and all. They mentioned Amazon Prime and everything like that.
Yeah, they mentioned this.
I thought the whole point of this was to cut back on costs.
Yeah,
cut cable.
Prime by itself is right there at 100 and
But
How much is?
but that's not
how many
month-
people are
that's monthly.
cutting
though.
back?
Prime breaks down to like $8 a month.
Yeah. the
Oh,
Prime
that's
is a
true.
bargain.
That's true.
Well,
How many people are cutting back on their Starbucks?
Hey Spence, I don't appreciate you talking about my pumpkin spice latte. I understand that it's $11. I have an admission to make here live on the air. I had a pumpkin spice latte for the first time a couple of weeks ago. My girlfriend bought me one.
And
It was phenomenal. It was really good. And it was like $9.
Okay.
I admit it. Do I need to leave now? Pack up and head out.
sheesh.
But
there's nothing wrong about doing this every now and then, but people that go to Starbucks 4 or 5 times a day.
Okay, first of all, nobody's going to Starbucks.
I don't know.
You would be dead if you went to Starbucks if drinking that highly caffeinated 5 times a day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like my coffee. But going back to the story at hand, though, this is inherently the problem from a consumer standpoint with streaming, with subscription services. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spend $170 a year on Netflix if that's what they charged you, but you'll spend $12 a month. And it's the death by 1,000 cuts where now you've got all of these services that on their own don't seem expensive because they're not. I mean, I pay $10 a month for Spotify. I can tell you this. If Spotify came to me next year and said, hey, Nick, Spotify is going to cost you $130 one-time fee, I'd cancel it immediately. But I'll pay $10 a month. It's psyche.
Yeah.
It's totally psyche about how you justify spending something.
That's what the IRS does to shield you from understanding how much tax you pay.
Yes.
You pay it monthly.
Yep.
So if you had to write a check at the end of the year, people would be outraged.
Yes. You're like, I wrote them, I'm sorry, 45% of my income I wrote to the IRS? 45%? Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's something to be said about subscription. I want to talk about Amazon for a second because Spence mentioned that Amazon was a deal. You said that Amazon Prime's a steal for $8 or $9 a month.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of areas, Wilmington, for example, where a lot of folks, there was a news story on it a couple of weeks ago about how a lot of folks are canceling their Amazon subscriptions in certain areas of the country because nothing is coming in 2 days. Nothing comes
nothing.
in 2 days. Nothing to Wilmington because it's and very few of it is even coming from Raleigh or Durham, where the fulfillment centers are. So Amazon is, and Amazon just announced a couple of weeks ago, and I think we talked about it, that they were planning on opening a whole bunch of new fulfillment centers, and now they're not.
Right.
I think part of that is staffing, of course, because you open a 100,000 square foot warehouse with nobody working in it, it doesn't do any good. But Amazon is going to have to figure this out. I'm contemplating canceling Prime when my when my renewal comes up, because I don't get anything in 2 days.
Yeah, and you can go to Walmart and
I
pick
go to
it up
Walmart,
right
or I can
there.
just here's the thing, or I can just. Here's the thing. I needed some concrete screws. I need to attach. Long story short, I need to attach something to my front porch.
Yeah.
So I needed a concrete drill bit and screws. Amazon sold them, but they were large packs, like 70 screws, which I need like
5.
1, maybe 2. I don't need that many. So they were expensive because you're buying 70 screws, and they're, whatever a concrete screw is made out of, they're better than just your regular drywall screw. So I went around, I looked at Home Depot and Lowe's in store, same thing. They sold them, but big boxes. Home Depot, and let me pull this up on my email. Home Depot's website had a
5 or
no,
something
it was like a dozen or maybe 20, but it also came with the drill bit. Excuse me. I got 50 of them. 50 hex-headed concrete screws and the drill bit for $6. Home Depot shipped it to my house for free. The whole thing cost me $6.42. And it came Thursday. I ordered it Monday.
And you could have gone and picked it up.
No, because they didn't have it at the store.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Yeah.
What is Amazon
how
Prime
much
on?
was it? How much was it on Amazon? And what was
Well,
probably double?
They were more expensive on Amazon because they were different quantities. But why am I paying for Amazon Prime when Home Depot will ship something to my home for less than $7 with the product?
Yeah.
And it came in the same. If I had ordered this on Amazon on Monday, it would have also come on Thursday.
Yeah.
I actually thought about this exact subject this past week because I tend to go to Amazon first.
So do I. That's where I went first.
Although I don't necessarily buy it there, I will go there for research. And just like I go to Rock Auto to research auto parts because they have the best catalog in the world online. It doesn't mean I buy from them. I usually do. But I thought about that because I said, why am I not looking at Walmart? Why am I not looking at these other places? Because they have, and I started to make sure that I do because it's easy. I'm lazy.
Here's the thing. You're paying for Amazon Prime. It's easy to search, and you assume you're paying for it. Okay, well, I guess it must. I mean, it's got to be the best price, right? It's Amazon.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
not
usually more expensive.
Did you get your power strip with controlled outlets?
No, I didn't end up buying it.
Well, I bought one.
Oh.
I got it yesterday, and I haven't played with it yet.
Sweet.
I'm going to be interested to see what the app is like.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love a report. As I've been over the last couple of weeks, I've been encouraged to cut down on the number of things that I have scattered around the house. Strongly encouraged to stop collecting stuff I don't need. So I decided against the power strip that I did not need.
I also bought a Wi-Fi 6 router.
I need a new router. What did you get?
TP-Link. TP-Link, kind of a mid-grade, not their top one, but it was $85.
Damn. Yeah, I need a new router.
And it's got gigabit ports and it's got Wi-Fi 6. It's I forget, it's the mid-tier as far as throughput goes, but all the features. And I bought a Fire Stick 4K because I bought the Fire Stick 4K Plus or whatever it's called because it has Wi-Fi 6. So I'm going to see how well that works for dealing with bandwidth issues with the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
And also I'm experimenting with a little app that you can use to control what apps load on the Fire Stick that you don't want.
Oh, like
so go in and edit and it's an easy way to edit the list of what loads because there's a lot of stuff in the background I don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Amazon is in a rather precarious spot right now because you mentioned Walmart, or one of you mentioned Walmart.
Yeah, I did.
Their catalog of things that they provide now, and their stuff is free. And if it's not free, they offer a similar service to Amazon Prime, and they have, Walmart stocks warehouses all over the country. They understand logistics and do it very well.
Yep.
Amazon's going to have to be very careful here because if I can contact Home Depot, which is brick and mortar to the definition,
yeah,
and they can get a box of screws to my house in 3 days for free, what is Jeff Bezos offering?
Yeah.
There may be other factors involved in Amazon's decision because I've been reading posts on economic pages talking about why are we seeing sales on things now, especially early on before.
Yeah, now they're having
holidays here.
This week.
Yeah.
They're having that.
The 11th and 12th, which is Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
They have
and the reason one person said the reason they thought this was happening is they're understanding that the recession is coming and that they don't want to be holding on to inventory. And they said they're going to make a big splash running up to the holidays, and they don't want to be stuck with all kinds of extra inventory going into next year when nobody will have any money.
Yeah.
So they think that could be a reason why you see scaling back in certain areas, especially with running. And you look at sales now, it's like, why now?
Why now?
So it's interesting. I hope it's not.
There were a few stories that said that they were hurting.
Yeah.
They're not hurting.
They're hurting.
They're missing their objectives.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's put it this way.
They have projections for continued growth.
Yeah.
And for investing in infrastructure to support that growth. And if the infrastructure isn't going to be used, they're trying to be careful now because they don't want to overspend and then have no way to write off the assets or off the services that they've just started to provide.
But for them, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The reason people aren't using Amazon as much. And so I just looked, so I pulled up this article. It's September the 27th, and it's people in Wilmington bitching about Amazon's delivery. Amazon's spokesperson responded to the WECT article saying, quote, "2-day Prime shipping is available throughout the United States. We haven't identified any issues with Prime delivery speeds though Prime delivery promises might fluctuate based on transportation capacity and the region of the customer's location." So how can you offer it in the continental United States, but say, well, it depends on where you live and it depends on transportation capacity? The problem is they're not meeting the mark on the thing that you pay for.
Right.
And it's expensive. Prime is $19 a month.
And there is the other side of this is I found out that the fish pond that we have outside, the liner must have a hole in it because it was going low and low. So I started looking, and I need to replace it and this and that. But there are some big koi. And what do I do with them? So I went ahead and I ordered a kiddie pool. And a big net. I mean, it was like $11. And when I got to pay for it, it says overnight. Their option was for overnight between 11 p.m. last night and 4 a.m. this morning. And the next one was tomorrow, like normal, by 10 o'clock. That's what I chose.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, a kiddie pool, you can deliver overnight. But things that somebody really needs.
Well, if you pay for it, they will deliver it overnight.
If you pay for it.
But see, that's the thing is you do pay for Prime, and that's why people are so pissed
off.
off.
And that's it. So I'm paying for it.
Yeah, and it's not coming.
And it's not coming. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I ordered 4 5-gallon gas cans from Amazon.
You going to a political protest? Or, excuse me, a
Were they filled with gas?
two for Hannah, two for me, so we can have. I went ahead and I figured, okay, yeah, that's okay, because I just went and I looked at on Google at the top, and the price was right. About an hour later, I looked again, and I went and I found the same ones at Target. On Amazon, the 4 were, I think, 130. On Target, at Target, it was 80, 60.
Wow, that's a significant difference.
It's significant and free shipping.
Yep.
I went ahead I ordered it. I went to Amazon and I said, cancel. They said, well, we'll see if we can. I said, you better can. And they did.
You better cancel my cans. Yes.
So again, if I was sitting there and searching, doing a good job searching, I would have found it. But I didn't until later.
So here's an example from Wilmington. That power bank that I had a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
30,000 milliamp power bank. I ordered it on a Sunday, September the 11th, which was 4 weeks ago.
Right.
It was delivered on the 15th, Thursday. That's not 2-day shipping.
No, it's not.
Now, here's the thing. Amazon works on the weekends. I'll give them a pass on Sunday. I should have had it realistically Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Thursday's unacceptable.
Right. No, it's
Thursday's
ridiculous.
completely unacceptable.
Absolutely ridiculous. And
they say they haven't identified that there's a problem.
And I said that I ordered a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
And a big net.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
The net. It's everything is prime. This was yesterday. I ordered it yesterday morning. Yeah. The net is not going to be here till next Friday. The kiddie pool overnight.
You're sure the net was prime?
Yeah, everything. I always check prime.
No. It's one of those things.
It's ridiculous.
Once it ships, it comes in 2 days.
Right.
But it takes 3 days to ship. I'm going to cancel my Prime subscription.
Yeah.
I think I've determined.
I won't, because Kathy's using the Prime Video.
Yeah.
So it's all right. For now, it's fine. But here is something about Amazon that I wasn't aware of. Did you ever hear about Amazon Access? Amazon is launching Amazon Access, a new hub for customers to explore the programs, discounts, and features that the online retailer offers for affordable shopping. They announced it last Monday. Amazon also announced that its discounted Prime membership, now listen to that, which launched in 2017, will now be called Prime Access. The new Amazon Access Hub gives customers access to information on options like payment with SNAP EBT. I guess that's a government.
Yep. SNAP is it's equivalent of food stamps.
And Amazon Layaway, which is that's nice for people that don't.
I'm looking at that now. Yeah.
How many people know what layaway is and use it?
Yeah, I know. It's been years.
Walmart
still
huge.
Does it. Yeah.
If you go to Walmart around Christmas time, you see a lot of layaway going.
When we had Roses and all those other stores, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
about
Walmart
layaway.
is huge with layaway. Which, by the way, for folks maybe not in the United States, layaway is you buy it now, pay for it later, kind of thing.
You pay it slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
You pay it, and when you finish paying it, you get it. They put it aside.
Yeah. Well, and it's a little bit different now. Like the Walmart layaway, you almost make payments on it, kind of.
But you collect it first and then you make payments, or
for the holiday. Isn't that how the layaway for
I
holiday
think
works?
the layaway is like you lay it away until you pay for it. I don't know.
You know what this program reeks of is that all of a sudden Amazon is acting like the government.
Well,
think about it. Just now they're getting involved in getting discounts to people on benefits.
I didn't know that discounted programs give eligible customers access to Prime membership for just $6.99 per month. which is normally $14.99. What
There you
is what
Somebody's got to
is
subsidize it.
yeah, but what is eligible, quote unquote eligible? It's interesting to find out. But
if you receive, if
the
you're
hub-
on SNAP, Medicaid,
Yeah.
or other qualifying government assistance, you qualify for that. Isn't
Social Security?
no,
I don't know.
No, no, I don't think so.
No, that's not considered a
The-
extra benefit.
Yeah, but it is technically government assistance.
Yeah.
though.
The hub also lets customers clip coupons and find deals on everyday essentials. It also includes information about paying with Amazon Cash, which lets you shop on the marketplace without a debit or credit card. In addition to surfacing information about Amazon's affordable shopping option, the hub will also display accessibility options. So it's Amazon Hub, Amazon Access.
Yeah, just search for it on Google. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So what
I'm
do
going to
you-
make a statement.
Yeah.
If you're on EBT and food stamps and SNAP,
What are you doing on
why
Amazon?
why do you need Amazon
Yeah,
Prime?
true.
And I don't mean to be ugly.
Yeah,
and,
no,
and,
no.
and try and be a heartless bastard. But if you're in a position where you're relying on food stamps, why in the hell are you spending $7 a month on Amazon Prime for what?
Yeah.
So you can get a bunch of shit mailed to your house.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
it's-
that to me is just. It goes back to the thing about monthly subscriptions. You incentivize it.
Yeah.
You incentivize
no,
people to
it's-
make bad decisions with crap like this. Giving them, SNAP eligible groceries, fine. Amazon wants to be part of the SNAP program through Whole Foods, fine. Let them have it.
absolutely.
But to 50, what? They get Prime free because they're on government half cost because on government assistance. Why? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's
You've
just
seen
it's
advertisements
ludicrous.
in a lot of retailers now. with-
And people that make $2 more and don't qualify for it.
Have to pay $140 a year.
Yeah.
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 Well, this is the arbitrary line that's drawn when you're trying to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's what I was saying. It seems like this is coming out of government somewhere. This is not necessarily it's going to be a retail advantage to Amazon, but still. Who's
Okay,
going to subsidize
looking
the
at coup-
$6.99?
What?
I'm looking at their coupons right now. I don't believe you have to have anything special for the coupons. Let me see. No, coupon clipped.
Is this on Amazon or?
Yeah. I went to the Amazon
Yeah.
Access. Save $10 on this Bluetooth LED light strip. How to claim. Add an item to your cart using the add cart button. When you're done shopping, go to cart. Okay, let me try this real quick. Let's see.
So it's not on the item where you click the coupon normally.
Let me see. No, it's on there too.
Oh,
So
okay.
it looks like this Amazon Access, the coupon hub, it's a list of all of the
All
stuff
the
that's on there.
so you can see if there's
It is
something.
it is still on there. $10 % coupon applied at checkout. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing that they have now.
Well.
But it's actually kind of cool that it's all in one place with the coupons. Because before there was really I don't know that there was a way to
know which
know
one-
if it was even available.
Yeah, this is like having an ad in the paper
Yeah.
for the stuff that you have on sale.
Yeah.
No, makes sense. That stuff makes sense.
So how do you access the coupon hub? That's showing here as an app.
No, you just just do a Google search for Amazon Access.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then inside of there's a whole bunch of links to the EBT and the SNAP benefits, and then on the second row there's a thing for coupons.
So we talked about this many a times, but keeping your local network, computer, and all that running at peak performance.
Mhm.
And one of the things to do is to reboot it, not to restart, but actually shut it down and start it. Some people say they do it once a week. Some people say they do it once a month. Some people say they do it. It all depends what you do with the computer. If you work on it 12 hours a day, you need to do it more often than if you just every now and then go to it to check your mail. But you also have to do your network hardware.
Eh.
Occasional rebooting to maintain performance. Cable modem. Router. They do slow down. A lot of people that leave it, plug it in and forget it, and then they have a problem. They said something is not working right. Everything is slow. So go ahead and clean your cache. Go to, and then I said,
I just set up, and for the first time last night, had it invoked. I put a smart plug on my Amazon Recast. So every Saturday night at 2:00 or Sunday morning at 2 a.m., it resets.
Yeah.
And I got it when I tuned in this morning on the television, I got an alert saying you lost connection to your Recast briefly. So it told me it happened. But that's to prevent that network card from going to sleep.
But see, what Spence is describing and what you just described are my network is slowing down. Let me reboot it. Preventatively restarting your network equipment. You didn't do that when you were at the data center.
No.
Yeah.
No, but now Linux is not Windows.
And I didn't say, I was talking about network equipment.
Yeah.
You didn't restart your switches and routers over force.
Seems like we did, but not for
You
that
used
purpose.
to.
Not for
You
that
used
purpose.
to. If you one of the layer 3 switches that you had, you used to reset.
Used to be able, yeah. You used to be.
Yeah,
I
you
had
would have problems where you would get a specific IP
problems.
address.
Yes.
Wonky.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nick is talking about doing it
Preventative.
Everything is working, and you do it anyway.
Anyway,
I do it here at home though. I do restart my big switch and the router and
I'd love to
the
see the
modem.
uptime on my router. It's got to be
Months,
at least
years.
a year and a half,
Jeez.
if not longer.
And they say also,
Because I put a UPS on it before it. Last time a power outage happened, I didn't have a UPS on it, so I put a UPS on it. It's been running since.
they're also talking about rebooting your voice over IP box.
Now that I actually agree with, because those things are junk.
Yeah.
They're just
Those
very
OB highs
susceptible. Yeah.
things. The router and other network devices need occasional rebooting to maintain performance. Ideally, you are updating your router firmware, which I don't know that I ever did, whenever you can, be it manually or automatically, which generally requires a reboot after the update. Running the router without rebooting for months on end can result in a degradation of performance. Similarly, all your other network hardware should be rebooted occasionally. So if you have a switch or a hub, I don't know if anybody has a hub anymore. Switch, I guess Spence always told me that sometimes there could be a packet coming in. What did you call it? Killer packet?
Killer packet.
Yeah.
One that was missing bits, and that it would get into the switch, and the switch would try to make a decision and keep trying and trying and trying, and some queue would freeze or would fill a buffer, or
yeah. So it's I do it. It doesn't hurt, and it keeps you if it makes things work better. Hey,
I have it set up, and I'm about to reconfigure this. I have one of those little remote wall warts that come with the little remote. They're not Wi-Fi. The 900 megahertz ones, little wall switches, wireless switches. I have that. They work great for simple stuff in the living room. I don't have smart plugs everywhere, but I had that set up on my network. I had one on the router, one on the network devices, and one on the cable modem. And I'm saying, why do I want to do them separately? Right. So I'm going to switch it so that it's just one. one switch does it all. I'm going to switch out that Fire Stick to the 4K. And at the same time, I'm going to reconfigure the way I have this button set up to do my reset for the network. This is the entertainment network behind the television, not my recast, which is upstairs in my office.
Oh.
Yeah. I found when I was in Alaska, the recast supports remote viewing of live television and recorded shows. And I wanted to go back and watch Jeopardy, which is what we record every week, every day. And I couldn't get to it because the recast had rolled over. So nice to have it set up on a smart plug. Oh, well.
What?
I said, oh, well.
Oh, well. I mean, there's some of those timers, digital timers, that you can set to turn something off and turn it back on after 10 seconds, after 5 seconds, and that works great for things like that you don't want to stay off for a minute. Let's see what else we have here. Now, there was something that this again involves Amazon. Amazon Glow
Another new service.
is no more.
Oh, well, damn.
The tech giant has discontinued the children's device, which included an 8-inch display and a projector that could display games on a mat. And so they could play.
What was it called? The Glow?
Glow, GLOW. It's no longer.
My God, it was it was remember the company made the keyboard that was the laser keyboard?
Laser.
It would display it on the table.
On the table. Yeah.
That's exactly what this thing was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it looks like an Echo Home.
So it
looks like an Echo Home or an Echo Show with so it's got a screen on it,
right.
And then it's also got a little like projector thing that fires stuff down.
So you put the mat in front of it, not on the wall.
It's not yeah, correct, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it says physical meets digital with hands-on activities for kids. You can video call as well.
Well, it's no longer. They don't make.
I mean, how am I going to keep myself occupied?
Yeah, you're gonna have a big problem.
Yeah.
Spotify has purchased a company called Kinzen to help it detect and address harmful content in podcasts and other audio formats.
I guess I guess my podcast will be soon removed from Spotify if that's the case.
Kinzen uses machine learning and human expertise to analyze possibly harmful content and hate speech.
There's the word.
Yeah.
My favorite word is hate speech. I think at the end of the year, they do like, what is the word of the year? I think hate speech is the word of 2022. Everything is hate speech.
Is it in the dictionary, actually?
I'm not sure.
I wonder if Webster has.
But like you just did a story about Amazon Glow. Well, you're now, that's hate speech against Amazon. You're inciting violence against Amazon. Good job, Amnon.
Oh, well.
Hate speech. You wanted to see if that was in Webster's?
Yeah.
When you search hate speech, this is how you know it's a BS term. You search hate speech on Google, and the first result is an article at the UN. UN.org giving the definition of hate speech. That's how you know it's a farce. And then the ADL. You just know that it's not. It does not appear to be in the dictionary.
Now, here is something interesting, and I wonder how Intel laptops users running Linux are being advised to avoid running the latest Linux 5.19.12 stable kernel point release, as it can potentially damage the display. Intel Linux laptop users on Linux 5.19.12 have begun reporting white flashing display issues, with one user describing it as the laptop display starts to blink like lights in a 90s rave party. Intel Linux kernel engineer Vil Sirjal posted this week on the kernel mailing list. After looking at some logs, we do end up with a potentially bogus panel power sequencing delays, which may harm the LCD panel.
How? Just because of the fluctuation of power, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, I was just wondering how that would affect it. That's a problem.
Yep. So they say if you are running the latest Linux, stable Linux 5.19.12 on a laptop that uses an Intel processor.
Thank God that's a very small number of people that are running that on a laptop, presumably.
Yeah. Well, unless it's an old laptop. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be running
the latest, yeah.
Here's the thing, the latest kernel, by the time the kernel gets updated like if you don't update your kernel like you do you don't update your kernel typically.
You don't. I mean, normally you wait a long time before you do.
Oh, or you
especially what you do.
Or you do a big update with Ubuntu or whatever, and then you get a new kernel package with that. But you're not. I don't think many people are going out there.
Do you use Instagram?
Yes, all the time.
Spence, do you use Instagram?
I do. I wouldn't say I post a lot there, but I look at a lot of stuff on Instagram.
So, following another quarter that saw marketers pull back on their ad spending, Meta last week announced it's increasing its ad load on Instagram with the launch of 2 new ad slots. So there's going to be more ads on Instagram.
Not just more ads, slots. So more places to advertise, like physical places within the app. Does it say what the places are?
No. I mean, I didn't read that far into it, but it said that
full screen with countdown timers.
What?
I'm just saying. Would you love to see on Instagram?
Like, oh my God,
ads with countdown.
That's
timers.
A disaster. Let's see. So real ads, which they have, ads
you mean some of them are not real?
No, reels are their thing.
Real, yeah.
Buzzwords galore here. AI-powered multi-advertiser advertising. That's on their press release.
All right.
This is actually cool. Augmented reality ads. So when they're selling a product, so a lot of things sold on Instagram are products. So jewelry and little trinkets for your house and stuff like that. So this one ad that they're showing, it's like a little it's a little heart, like a little heart thing that you would put on a table. And it looks like for the ad, when you click on it, it uses your phone camera and it does augmented reality where it shows you that heart, the thing that you'd be buying, sitting on your table, which is not new. That's existed for a while, but inside of an ad on Instagram, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Is it already rolled out yet? Or does it say rolling out soon?
Well, they said that they announced it
over the last month. We began introducing new ads. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how do I find ads on Instagram? Is that real question? Where can I go to?
That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Let me go look for ads.
Okay, now here we go. There's actually a section to buy stuff. Let's see. It's gonna take me a minute. I've never purchased anything on Instagram before.
Yeah, don't purchase anything. Anyway.
No, but I wanted to see if it would show me the augmented reality part of it.
It's just interesting that they hey, we have to make money.
Well, and tell you what, they're very successful. They're way better at making money than Twitter. Way better at making
Oh.
money.
Yeah, but the Twitter guys are going to make out like bandits now.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
some people will.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're in the right position
Yeah.
for your stock.
Yep.
I don't know what happens with people with options.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't know
see.
how that works.
YouTube's premium paid subscription includes benefits like ad-free viewing,
What is this?
video and song downloads for offline consumption, and background plays.
What is this? What service is this?
YouTube,
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
which is very
Now-
good, by the way.
Now,
YouTube Premium.
it might also be shifting video streaming in 4K resolution, currently free for all users, to
Interesting.
the premium tier.
You know, I don't think that's unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable, but it's just kind of
Yeah, but for them to offer 4K with the bandwidth and everything else.
Yeah.
Most people aren't watching in 4K anyway, obviously, because
come on.
well, no, but I think you can have a high resolution desktop screen
Yeah.
that's above 1080p. My screens are above 1080p.
Oh,
So they have 2160p, I think is one of the other resolutions they offer, and then 4K. But there's a big problem with 4K on YouTube. Apparently, no, yes, 4K HDR. There's a problem with it on YouTube. The way that HDR works, high dynamic range, is with color grading. So a person looks at for example, if you're a movie is coming out and it's HDR, an editor has sat in a studio and color graded the HDR profile, and they attach it essentially as metadata to the DVD. Because every piece of content is different. The HDR levels and the saturation levels are different. HDR is not one size fits all. That's why HDR, it's a thing that somebody has to do.
okay.
YouTube doesn't allow people to upload their own
4K.
they allow you to do 4K. They don't allow you they allow you to do 4K HDR, but they don't allow you to upload the color palette. So YouTube is automatically grading the colors. So a bunch of these content creators say, this isn't what my content looks like. I graded it to look the way I wanted it to
Interesting.
look. And now YouTube is regrading it with some generic color palette, and it looks like garbage. So YouTubers are not doing HDR 4K on YouTube because they have to spend time grading their content, and then YouTube just blows it out anyway.
I know. I mean, I never knew all this, but I know that every now and then, when we watch TV, switch to another station, and suddenly on the upper right it says HDR.
Mhm. Yep.
And it goes away.
And yeah, most televisions, a lot of new televisions have HDR. You do need an HDR compatible player as well, which the Roku is also an HDR player.
Okay.
And then it's the content also needs to be HDR.
Sure. So it just says that users over the weekend, users across Reddit and Twitter noted that YouTube has been asking them to upgrade to the premium tier to watch videos in 4K. It's not clear if the change is part of a limited test or if the company is thinking about capping free users to 1440p resolution. Google declined to comment on the story when contacted by TechCrunch. The company has tried various methods to convert free users into paying ones. One of the most notorious one was showing them up to 11 unskippable ads before the start of a long video to let them have an uninterrupted experience.
I would do that.
11 ads.
I would totally do that.
Yeah.
Because
You go fix a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
and,
I go use the bathroom, and then by
Yeah.
the time I come back, the ads are done, and I can watch my
Yeah.
content. Or
Yeah.
just
Sure.
give me the option though.
Yeah.
11 on.
11.
I saw
unskippable.
I saw a joke. I saw a meme the other day, and it was an error in it must have been the way that it was displaying. A lot of these services, if you have a Roku or a Roku, there's a lot of these free video apps like Freevee and all these other things, and they're free, but they're ad supported. So it was somebody took a picture of their TV, and it was like 2 of 47 ads or something like that. And presumably it was the 47 was an error. It would not have played 47 ads, but it was interesting to see. Oh, I have to watch 47 ads to watch
Maybe it
my content.
keeps track of the ads that you haven't seen yet.
That's one thing that I like about the Roku channel is when a commercial comes on, it tells you
how many.
Yeah, it's 104, 204, 304, 404.
Yeah, Hulu will do that also.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and think about that. You go from cable, where it was just network television, where it's just ads for could be 3 minutes, could be 5 minutes or 2 minutes. You really don't have any idea.
Yeah, it actually has a number of ads coming and countdown timer for how much longer.
Freevee has that on Roku.
Yeah.
Freeview, something like that.
The Federal Communication Commission is threatening to block calls from voice service providers that have yet to take meaningful action against illegal robocalls. Last Monday, the FCC announced that it was beginning the process to remove providers from the agency's robocall mitigation database for failing to fully implement shaken anti-robocall protocols into their networks. If the companies fail to meet these requirements over the next 2 weeks, compliant providers will be forced to block their calls. This is a new era. If a provider doesn't meet its obligation under the law, it now faces expulsion from America's phone network. Fines alone aren't enough, the FCC chairwoman said. Providers that don't follow our rules and make it easy to scam consumers will now face swift consequences.
This is actual enforcement.
I'm hoping that they will do it.
Yeah, because you have all these VoIP providers.
Yep.
There was that. Didn't we cover a story? I don't know how I remember these things. It was like 2 years ago, maybe longer. There was a VoIP company in Texas. You remember that? And they were making a fortune. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
I don't remember.
Because of spammers. That was essentially their only
Oh,
customer.
yeah, they're making money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt.
But it was a U.S.-based company, and everybody was like, what the hell? Like, what are you guys doing? The next thing you got to go after is spam text messaging. That's become a real problem. Spence, you see that on your phone too? Spence?
What's that?
Spam text messages? Are you they're getting pretty egregious. I get them from Amazon, AT&T, the best one is, I heard you talking about earlier, CVS. Yes. I don't know. I get these weird ones that your prescription is ready. And I do get a prescription from CVS, but it's not that. Because that's a
FedEx delivery.
Yeah, I get those too.
There's all kinds of interesting. And some of them, you just have to wait a second to say, wait a second, let me look at this. Let me dig down into this before I never click on anything without researching it anymore. But some of them are very clever.
They are getting savvy in how to go through, to get through. Yeah,
I always say if they only would put that kind of energy into doing something useful.
Well, for them it is very useful. They make a fortune.
Yeah.
I was using the Messages app for text on
your
Google.
Android. Mm-hmm.
And a couple of weeks ago, I realized, hey, I lost all the history for a few of my contacts. It was just gone. Rebooted the phone, went to try to restore from Google, nothing. I says, okay, I don't like that. So I went ahead and I downloaded one called Textra.
Oh yeah, I used to use Textra back in the day.
And in the beginning, boy, there were a bunch of these spam messages until you block them all, and it's nice.
Nick, where were you
Uh,
accessing Amazon Access? What was the link?
I'll put a link in chat to it.
I mean,
I
you
did
can.
a search on it, and it takes me to a Midway login, which I'm like, what is this? I'm not logging in here. Sorry, asking me for my Amazon credentials.
I just put it in chat. That's the
Okay,
page. It's
thanks.
not, of course, in typical Amazon fashion, it's amazon.com/B ? Node = 24891. They don't have a static page for it with a URL.
Well,
But that's where it is.
So anyhow, it's
Anywho,
this time of day. Anything else anybody wants to mention?
don't do a search on Amazon Access because it'll take you to this Midway. It looks like the login to Amazon, but at the bottom it says powered by Midway Services.
oh Christ!
And it
almighty.
says put in your account and your PIN.
Uh,
So I didn't do it.
but that's how you found it. You did a search.
Mhm.
Are you sure you were on?
Yeah. I'm positive I'm on Amazon. It's Amazon.com.
Huh.
Bill, Nick, I enjoyed seeing you on Front Row with PBS with Mark Rodderman. You make a fine additional. Thanks, Bill. Hopefully, I was on this past week. It's a fun show. I'll be doing it come first of the year. I'm going to be doing it probably once a month or so.
Wow,
Fun time.
that's the best endorsement.
The best endorsement.
Did you watch him last Friday, Spence?
What's that?
The front row.
Post a link in chat for it.
No.
That's the main reason. No, that's the 50% reason why Nick came up to Raleigh to do the show.
Was up here Friday. I really came to hang out with Amnon, but
Anything else?
thanks for being such a good host, Amnon. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, there it is. He just put it.
Not sure when I'll be back, but I'll be back.
I'll be back. He'll be back. Something else that I wanted to mention, and now I just can't remember what it was. I should have wrote it down. Yeah. Anyway, Spence, anything else you wanted to add?
Be careful out there.
Okay.
There's always somebody lurking, trying to separate you from something you like.
Next week's show, we're going to tell ghost stories as we approach Halloween.
That's it.
Have some next week. I'm going to have some spooky specials.
Now that I want it, I can't find.
Who's going to watch what's supposedly the final version of Halloween?
It's not going to be the one with
It
the one with what's her name?
Yeah, well, she's supposed to this is the last one because
I thought the last one I thought was the last one.
I know.
When they got wait, they're making another one after the last one where they're in the hospital and everything.
It looks like they're claiming this is the last.
Right,
the last
one is
Yep.
like he dies. Spoiler alert.
Well,
I guess
she's brown.
Jason's
She's
still
back in
alive.
it. Yep.
No, they
Jamie Lee
don't. They
Curtis
don't
with
die.
all
They
gray
never die.
hair and all this stuff.
Yeah, the last one was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. They the Halloween movies are all filmed in Wilmington, by the way.
Really?
Yep, they all filmed at EUE Studios in Wilmington. Yeah. The last one was
Ah.
filmed there. And they, when they built the Halloween, there's of course always the infamous running around houses and all that other stupid stuff. But when they do those, they build an entire neighborhood inside of the soundstage,
Yeah.
paved roads. I mean, it literally looks like a neighborhood. I went in there once back when I worked at my IT job. Couldn't bring they confiscate your phone, so you can't take pictures. And they were they were lighting a house on fire inside of a soundstage. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a bunch of movies and series in Wilmington.
Wilmington, yeah,
Wilmington was going to be the East Coast
It is
Hollywood.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of
kind of quiet because they criticized the state for not offering the incentives that some other states like Georgia offer.
Yeah, well,
and so it's been kind of quietly happening in the background.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Still
though.
doing it. Yeah, it's not as good as it was,
No.
but it's better. It's
a lot of like CW shows and stuff like that. One Tree Hill was filmed down there.
That was a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Do you remember? Have you ever stopped by the little town of Burgaw,
Of course, I drive. Yeah,
where they have that one street that they use for filming?
I haven't
like
seen
a
the
1950s street.
I haven't seen the
Pretty cool.
street, but yeah, Burgaw is a cool town. The home of the Burgaw, home of the North Carolina Blueberry Festival. In case you were wondering.
Yep.
Back after this. The odd facts living in southeastern North Carolina. There's a good burger place and blueberries in Burgaw. That's all I know. And a couple gas stations.
And how do you say it?
Burgaw, Burgaw, I think.
Yeah, it was the name of my daughter's dorm over at NC State. She was in Burgaw.
Now, if you're a local, you say it's people say Burgaw.
Burgaw.
If you're local, it's Burgaw, or as I like to pronounce it, Burgaw.
All right.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's only going down.
All right, guys. Thanks again, Spence and Nick.
Thanks, Amnon.
It was fun. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie and Dina, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thanks, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive and update your virus scanner. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. And again, remember, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., Nick is on Wilmington's 980 The Wave with his morning news show. And it's also on 107.9 FM. You can tell your Echo device to play 980 The Wave. Or you can go to the recordings at nickcraig.com. And Tuesdays, 7 p.m., Nick and Brian do the Infection podcast on Twitch. So that's for gaming and gaming news, survival games. Tuesday evenings at 7. Twitch.tv/Infection Podcast. You'll enjoy it. And I guess that's about it. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.